Welcome back, everybody, to another Road to the GOAT series episode. Currently, we have a 4-0 record in the College League, and we have a 26-2 record overall. In today's matchup, we will be taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, so that means we are heading back to play with Tier 1 teams, and of course, when we hit Tier 1 teams, I am going to play with the Miami Heat probably for like the next 10 tier 1 matchups, and then I might change it just depending on how things go. But this is going to be a very interesting matchup here. So just to give a little bit of a backstory on this game, before I played this game, I was playing Park and Pro-Am earlier, and I just kept taking L's after L's. And out of a bit of frustration, I guess, I decided to try and play a Play Now Online match to see if I could get an easy W to end the night off, and boy, was I wrong. My opponent here, he was pretty good. We won't find out if I win or lose until the end, and but yeah, just to say, my opponent, he was pretty good, and he made this game a lot more challenging. So I've never played against the Los Angeles Clippers, and they have a pretty good roster. They have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverly, Nicholas Batum, Serge Ibaka. There's so many guys you can name on this roster that could go get you buckets. And they have defense as well. So my opponent, he sees the defensive mismatch that we have on him. Paul George on Duncan Robinson, or Duncan Robinson on Paul George. That is just way too easy for PG-13. And we just have to try and figure out a lineup or a defense that could try and protect our less better defensive guys. You can see here on this possession, I left Serge Ibaka open in the corner. I was fine with that. I'm willing to let his bigs hit the three, but I can't let Kawhi Leonard or Paul George go off. So right now we're not looking too good. The score is 5-11, and this is a rare time where I'm down big early in the first quarter, so we have to try and rebound. Again, I come with the help. He hits another three. In this first quarter, I probably should have went to a zone defense to match him as well, just to make it easier on my guys who can't really play defense. But I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to stick it out and play man. And I don't know if that was the right decision, but we'll definitely see that here. So second quarter, the reserves are coming in, and whenever someone plays zone, you know what I like to do. I like to try and back the ball down, and then we kick it out to Jimmy Butler for a wide open three-pointer there on that possession. But yeah, just trying to back down with the bigs at the top of the key, and then trying to find the best shot, whether that's taking a shot with the big who has the ball or kicking it back out, as we've seen on a couple possessions ago. So right now, we started off the second quarter pretty good. He took his guys out, and I knew that was an advantage for me to get on a run with my starters, so I could just at least try and tie this thing up and then give my starters a break. So it worked out pretty good in our favor, and we're still trying to figure out this defensive matchup or our defensive scheme. And in this second quarter, it got off to a strong start for the defensive side of the ball, that he had to put his starters back into the game pretty early. So after being down 5-11, we have now taken the lead, and the score is 19-16. So I'm telling you, we had a pretty impressive run to begin that second quarter. He is still in that zone, and he is living religiously by it. Good ball movement, corner, three ball, Andre Iguodala. That one is good, and it's gonna give us a 3 points on the board. But my opponent, he is not going nowhere either. Because we had such a large deficit in the first quarter, that huge run we made up in the second quarter, it kind of puts us right by him side by side, so we don't really have a big lead. And once he put his starters in the game, I knew it was going to become a lot more difficult again. Corner three ball by Tyler Hero, can't get that one to go. He had a pretty bad performance this game, and it really came down to me trying to figure out what players I want in the game, because I needed to have guys who could play defense and also shoot the ball on the offensive side on the court. So right now the score is 24-24. We're about to head into halftime. I'm trying to play the best defense that I can on Reggie Jackson, and he still gets that one to go. I don't know how he got that one to go in, but nonetheless, good shot by my opponent, and we head into halftime with a 2-point deficit. So things could be definitely a lot worse, but we're hanging in there. And you can see at the beginning of the second half, I'm going into the coach game plan and making sure that my settings are right, that I have the correct guys guarding the right people. So we put Paul George on Jimmy Butler, and I believe I put Bam Adebayo on Kawhi Leonard. And look at this call here. I thought I was in front of everybody, but apparently not. I try to get the foul to stop the fast break, but we end up getting called for a clear path foul, and he gets 2 free throws, goes 1 for 2, and then he gets the possession back. So it's not looking too good to start off the second half, and this might be his quarter as he gets a nice dunk with Paul George. And I want you to closely watch my score in this third quarter. This third quarter was just ridiculous, man. He's back on the offensive end again. Good shot by Serge Ibaka. Add 2 points on for him. So we're still trying to hang in there, trying to play the best offense and defense that we can, but those missed shots are killing us. And you can see there, we missed a shot. He gets on the fast break, pulls a wide open 3-pointer with Paul George, and makes it in transition. So that's the downside of when you miss shots in a 2-3 zone. Those guys get out so fast on the break, and there's nothing we could really do. And I'm just trying to hang in there. I'm putting different lineups together. You can see I have Myers Leonard in, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kelly Olynyk, Duncan Robinson was in there, and I'm trying to have a mixture of shooting and defense, and it's not going too well for us. He hits another 3-pointer, and he is just killing me. This third quarter, he was just pulling away, man. This guy, he was pretty good, and props to my opponent. He was pretty good. I got to give him that, and I don't know where I went wrong in my game plan. I thought I had a good game plan, but apparently not, and my defense was definitely suspect this game. So you can see here, what we had 24 points to begin the second half. Now we're coming out of the third quarter, heading into the fourth. I only have 26 points. So that third quarter was one of the worst quarters I've ever played in my NBA 2K career. 2 points? That's just disgraceful, man. So, but props to my opponent. He played really good defense, and the fourth quarter, we kind of pulled things together, but it's just a little too late. I mean, with his skill set, it's going to be hard to make a comeback, but I kind of felt that in this game, I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do, and that's definitely a compliment to my opponent and not like really an excuse saying 2K is not letting me do what I want to do. Like I said, when he went to the zone, I want to post up with the big at the top of the key and just back my way down, but for some odd reason I couldn't really get that to work. This is the first time where I actually got deep into the paint, and we make that with Bam Adebayo. Like, the Clippers defense, they are probably the best defense I've seen so far, or this guy defense. I don't know if it's the Clippers or this guy defense. They are pretty good, and he didn't even make no changes in the menus or maybe in the timeouts. It just seemed like he just went with the regular roster, regular default settings, and just played basketball. So he was pretty good, man, and you could tell he definitely played with the Clippers a lot because he was just greening shots. He was doing all types of crossovers and stuff like that. As you can see, he hits another 3-pointer with Serge Ibaka, and this game has just gotten out of hand. Not a good game for me, and we will eventually end up with an L in this game, but it's a good learning experience because I'm watching the footage back and I'm seeing next time if I ever come across a Clippers user or someone who's pretty good as my opponent right now in this video, I know what to do. There was a couple things that I could have done better defensively, like playing a little bit off when I'm in the paint because I know he has to drive for me, or putting my hands up in the right situation. But you know, next game we're gonna apply those skills and see what happens. But look at that shot there. He just greens that in my face with Jimmy Butler. Paul George hits that over Jimmy Butler, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully next game we are going to rebound with a victory. Final score was 57-40, and we have a 26-3 record. See you guys later.